Welcome back. The Department of Veterans Affairs is showing its healthcare providers all over the country the potential of artificial intelligence. It's doing it, though, differently than you might expect. Jonathan Alboum is federal CTO and principal digital strategist at ServiceNow. He's former chief information officer at the Department of Agriculture. Jonathan, welcome. It's great to see you again. VA is doing things similar to what you and I have talked about in the past. They're calling their concept trustworthy AI, the way that they're trying to demonstrate to both their care providers and their end users, their clients, what the AI will do for them. And the second thing they're doing is they're going to those care providers and they're saying, what do you do a lot of that you would like to do less of, and what are you not doing enough of to provide service to your patients? Is that what you're seeing other agencies doing across the country?
That definitely tracks with what I'm seeing and hearing. You know, these generative AI technologies that are built on large language models have some risk around data privacy and reliability. When you look at these commercially available technologies, ChatGPT, OpenAI, these things have tremendous value, but if you play with them and you can see the results that come back, you might question them. And you know, if you can't trust the result, how can you apply that in a government setting where you're trying to serve the public? So, you know, what I think will occur over time is that these technologies will make it into government, but they're going to be based on smaller large language models. And these smaller large language models, you know, will be built on maybe industry-specific data or agency-specific data or data from a technology provider that has lots of information about how technology is used and what makes it effective. And we can use AI tools on top of those data sets, and those results will likely be a lot more trustworthy and reliable. And if, you know, organizations create these large language models responsibly, then they can be audited and people can have the transparency that makes this technology something that can be trusted and used in a setting, again, where you're providing a critical service to a member of the public.
Will agencies need to have different specialized tools to go with specialized data, or will they be able to use the tools that people are using more broadly?
Ideally, they're going to be able to use the tools that they have and have those data sets feed into them. I mean, when you look at technology platforms that are out there, many of these technology platforms have had AI built into it for a long time. And whether it's around predictive intelligence or some kind of document intelligence, these tools have been leveraging AI capabilities in federal space today. I think what's different is, again, something like ChatGPT is sort of like Netscape in the early days of the internet. The internet was around, but Netscape made it accessible. ChatGPT makes generative AI accessible, so people now can start thinking about how to apply it. So the trick is to be able to use it within your existing technology construct, so you get more value from these investments you've already made. And I have a high level of confidence that's the way that these tools provide real value in agencies and, you know, make it into day-to-day use cases.
I like the Netscape analogy for the way that the potential exists to harness the technology and make it accessible to people on an everyday basis. What lessons can we learn from that technology progression, the browser explosion that allowed people to access the internet, compared to what we're seeing? Because I think you're exactly right. That's what happened with generative AI.
Well, I think it goes, I'd say there's something in what you led with earlier about the VA, asking users what they need, as opposed to thinking, okay, now we have this technology, I'm just going to deploy it and it's going to solve our problems. You know, it's always more complicated than you have technology. Well, what are you trying to accomplish? So the fact that the VA is asking those questions, I think, is a healthy sign that they can be successful adopting these technologies. It goes back to, you know, what is the data that you have in your organization? How does that data flow through the organization? What are the processes you rely on? And ideally, agencies have spent a lot of time digitizing processes today. And, you know, we add AI technology on top of that, and you take the data that, you know, you take these processes, these workflows that are digitized and providing real value, and then you elevate them using generative AI technology to make them more effective and make people more productive.
Less than a minute left. What are the next steps after finding out what employees tell you they do too much of and don't do enough of? What do you do after that, Jonathan?
Well, I think we have to have conversations with both employees, we have to have conversations with our customers and their agencies to explain that these technologies are going to be used, because there's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of questions. People are skeptical about, AI and its long-term utility. So if we can have the right kind of dialogue and we can get people on the same page about the things AI will do to provide value, to make somebody more effective, to make a citizen get the service they want faster, a federal employee be able to serve that person faster, or the agency to operate more effectively, and the technologies are providing value to taxpayers, I think we're set up to be successful long-term as a federal IT community.
Jonathan Alboum, great to see you as always, my friend. Thank you.
Thanks, Francis.
You can learn more about